I am known as Ozu. I had another name once, one given to me by my family. It was my father's wish that I become a military tactician. And then, once I had ascended the ranks of leadership and through his influence, a high-ranking bureaucrat in the Edo shogunate. To this end, I was sent to the finest schools in Kusari, and studied under the greatest warlords and wisest priests. It was thanks to one of these loyal priests that I had my eyes opened to the treachery of Edo family, and the true sovereignty of Minenori. I learned that I was living a lie, and that my name was a name of oppression. Today, I, and untold thousands of other brave warriors, fight to restore the Minenori to their rightful position. Through the Blood Dragons, it is my sworn duty to strike out from our secret base and bring the Shogun and his corrupt regime to its knees. We will travel where we please, hide among our ever-growing loyalists, then strike swiftly and completely, overcoming all opposition. One day we will see Minenori Saito, my true lord, ascend to power, not simply as the leader of the Blood Dragons, but united with the Emperor and governing the whole Kusari people in everlasting peace. Perhaps then I can return home, and my father will understand.
Hello, I'm Roland Quintain, Professor Emeritus of Archaeology and Pre-Human Colonization Cultural Studies at Cambridge University. I have combined PhDs in archaeology, anthropology, metallurgy, and biology. For the last 17 years, I have immersed myself in the study of the artifact record left behind by a race of beings that inhabited Sirius for millions of years. In that time, I have headed numerous expeditions into some of the darkest recesses of the galaxy to try and unlock the secrets of the ruins unearthed there. My findings indicate that the technology and accomplishments of this race were so advanced that we would scarcely be able to fully comprehend it. And yet, for all of their achievements, they seem to have suddenly and inexplicably vanished almost overnight. Foolishly, there is a trade that has developed in recent years, a fad really, of so-called art dealers who have taken it upon themselves to harvest some of the lesser remnants of this race, shattered shards of their culture, which are loosely and quite simply referred to as artifacts, and sell them on the open market. I have protested this on many levels, but either through political bribery or greed or sheer stupidity on the part of our leaders, the sale of these precious items remains unprotected throughout most of the galaxy. One of my deepest fears is what might happen if we were to ever recover something fully intact of any significant power, and by virtue of our short-sightedness let it be peddled to the wrong hands. It might be a Pandora's box that we could never close.
Kendra Sinclair. That's Dr. Kendra Sinclair. You want to know about my work? That's a switch. Usually people could care less about xenoarchaeology. But if you really want to know, I'm researching the remnants of a culture that predates modern man by millions of years. That may sound dull to you, but when I'm out there, I feel alive. When I think, as I stand in the ruins of an enormous amphitheater or walk in the dust-filled catacombs of a vast underground network of streets, that in that very spot lived an active and thriving culture, it fills me with a deep, unquenchable thirst. I have a thirst for their knowledge. I need to know their story, of who they were, of what happened to them, and why. I want them to quietly whisper their secrets to me, out there in the darkness as I explore their cities. I'm close. I feel like I'm only missing something, a piece of the puzzle. Some knowledge or key that will unlock all of their mysteries and lay them open before me.
Richard Winston Tobias Esquire, at your service. I take great care to give you the best deal anywhere. I'm a tradesman by birth, like my parents, both of them. I inherited my small shop on Leeds from them when they passed. Since then, I have faithfully cared for our customers, many of whom come from all around for the patented Tobias touch. Being devoted to my trade, I never had time to marry, though let me say I am no stranger to the fairer sex either. However, I knew if I was ever to find a woman to my liking, it would be my desire to have a son, someone fine and strong, who would carry on the rich Tobias legacy. Well, The wife has yet to appear, although I do have several strong candidates in mind. I did, however, have the boy. A boy named Trent. I knew Trent's parents well, I did. A great tragedy. They were cut down before their time in a shipping accident, leaving behind their young son. Well, there was simply no one else to look after him. So, in their memory, I took him in and made him my own. I gave the lad a good home and a good trade. But now he's a young man with a mind of his own. He's stubborn like his father was. He's gone off to seek his fortune outside of this backwater place, as he calls it. I shouldn't worry. He'll be back. Mark my words.